Jokic. Jokic backs up for the win. Yes! Nikola Jokic buries it. Oh my gosh!
Austin Rivers was a guest on the Bill Simmons podcast recently, and clearly Rivers does not think Nikola Jokic will play into his late 30s. Bill Simmons asked Austin straight up and down, how long do you see Jokic playing? Do you see him being one of those guys who's like 39 and just kind of holding on? And Austin Rivers immediately shook his head no and said there's no chance. He said, I have him playing another 5 or 6 years. I don't think he really gives a crap about the American pop culture and trends like fame and relevance. Those things just don't interest him, like really deep to the core. And the things that do interest him aren't those things. I tend to agree with Austin. Obviously, Austin played with Jokic, so you should take his word over mine. But my thoughts are simple. If you have been watching Nikola at all this offseason, you know he has been having the time of his life with his brothers and his family back in Serbia. And I just want to send this message out there to all the other NBA All-Stars and top-tier guys, anybody that has interest in winning a championship in the NBA. Nikola Jokic, when he plays in the NBA, looks stressed. And if I'm being honest, he's dominating you guys when oftentimes he looks uninterested in dominating you guys. He killed y'all, and he's been killing y'all for the last few years. When I see Jokic back in Serbia, in his hometown, and he's having the time of his life winning horse races, that's what he looks passionate about. That's what seems to be of his top-tier interest. He just plays basketball because that's his job. He's even said this in previous interviews. I want all you NBA guys to take Jokic and what he's done this offseason after winning a championship personal. What Deion Sanders say? That's personal. That man don't care nothing about what he just did to y'all in the NBA, which is dominate y'all. What he cares about is horse racing. So I got to agree with Austin Rivers. Yes, it appears that Jokic will not be a guy that plays into his late 30s. He's just one of those guys that kind of came around and left. We have not had many guys willingly leave the NBA on their own in their prime. It appears that Jokic may be heading that way. I also can see a world where Jokic kind of just like falls off in 3-4 years, like dominates the league for another 3-4 years, obviously put himself in that conversation of top 20 players ever, and then just walks away. I can see him having like 1 year where he's not the same guy that he was. Like right now, he's in his peak right now. I can see him having 1 year where he's like, I don't got to do this. I'm good. I've had a great career. I kind of like Calvin Johnson-esque. I ain't doing this. Obviously, football more violent than the NBA. I don't have to do this. I'm leaving. I'm good. Nah, I'm about to go somewhere else and do something else. I'm about to fully invest in horse racing. He would have made enough money, obviously. He's going to be making pretty much $70 million by the end of his deal. The Nuggets have paid him handsomely. They've rewarded him for his great play. I'm with Austin. I don't see Jokic, a guy playing in his late 30s. Now, I will say this to combat Austin a little bit. I do believe Jokic is going to get a lot of business opportunities thrown his way. I think you maybe could play in to that brand of him not really caring about basketball that much. And maybe we see that in some commercials and kind of play off that brand. Again, this dude is the finals MVP. Denver was against the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. Obviously, LeBron, AD, big brands in the NBA. And then, then Jokic and the Nuggets really dominated him in the finals against Miami. So I do believe there is a world where Jokic starts to see some new revenue come in and it makes him care about that bottom line. If you remember Giannis 3-4 years ago, he was kind of along that same premise of, I just want to win. It's cool. Winning is great. I love that I'm able to do that. And then, when that money started coming in, that those brand sponsorships, and then, he started getting signature shoes, you can now see Giannis start to care a little bit more about the business side of the NBA. I'm going to do a pod on him at some point this week as well in his future. Yeah, I can see that happening. But as of right now, I'm with Austin. I don't see Jokic playing into his late 30s.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories. I talk music. I cover sports. I am culture. I am Ferro.